Whoa, it's Thursday night. Welcome, everyone. Big Mike's 444 Locker Room Podcast. Talking all Philly sports, man. Guys, thank you once again for being here tonight. It's been a couple weeks for me, guys. Sorry. Had some technical difficulties. Could not get on here to do the show for you guys. As you can see, all the bugs have been worked out. I am back on here. So, guys, welcome, man. It's good to be back on here. I actually had a chance to step away a little bit, caught some shows here and there between here and over the other network that I'm on. Was going back and forth, but you know, the state of Philly sports, man. Phillies are looking good. We're gonna start with them, man. How about that? 5-4 winners today out in Arizona. They take 3 or 4 from the first place Arizona Diamondbacks. Right now, they had the second best record in the National League going into the game today. So they were right. They were only a game behind the Atlanta Braves. And the Phillies take 3 or 4 from them and possibly could have swept them. They had the bad first game where they gave up most of their runs. So I kind of look at that as like kind of a mulligan. But, 5-4 win today. It has been a crazy and just I don't know, man. It's been a crazy whirlwind season for this Phillies team, but I keep hearing a little familiar sound that was playing a year ago, a little dancing on our own, starting to make its way back into that locker room after wins. Can they recapture the magic they had a year ago? I think they need to add a fifth starter for that. But guys, listen. Going on about this, on and on with this Phillies game, to me, this Phillies team, they got to get a fifth starter. It's all there is to it. They got to get a fifth starter. To me, you're conceding once every 5 days. Sometimes Strom looks good. Sometimes don't, Boom. Cowboy Dave, what's going on, my friend? You can check Cowboy Dave out, of course, on them 215 boys. Also, he does extra innings with the Joe Sullivan. They break down a lot of baseball. And, of course, a little rumor coming on about another show there with Dave and the Bat Fry. We'll get into that a little later. Got a little something for you guys on that one. So, Dave's going to be all over this network, man. He's going to be the face of this network soon. But, Dave, thanks for checking in, man. Yeah, but it was a good win. Solid win today for the Phillies. Nola again. To me, he's a fourth. He's a third or a fourth starter, man. If the Phillies are cool with letting him walk at the end of the year, I'm cool with letting him walk. He's definitely not worth the money they're paying him. This is what you get from him, and Dombrowski's going to have to upgrade that position, especially with Wheeler next year. He'll be becoming a free agent, after next season. So the Phillies got some really, they really got to think about some things moving forward. But I would be okay with letting Aaron Nola go. And if they do fall out of it this year, you trade him and get as much as you can get back for him. To me, he's just too inconsistent. He was out in the desert. Like, we used to make jokes here in Philly about Aaron Nola that, when the weather warms up, so will Nola. Well, he was playing in the desert, and it was probably like 90 degrees out there. And this dude was just giving up. He's just throwing a can of corn up there. And I just haven't liked the way he's looked all year. Now, I don't know if that's a product of him pitching really, really deep into November a year ago. That could be. So I don't know. I'm getting frustrated with him because, like I said, when he takes the mound every fifth day, you're wondering what you're getting from the guy. And it's just really, really hard to try to do that. Oh, then speaking of the John, checking in. What's going on, Joey Sullivan? Guys, Joey Sullivan, of course, the Sully squad, him, Mike Fuji, and Diego. They kick our week off just right, man. Love watching them guys. And they get some really great guests, man. I'm actually kind of jealous of you guys. You guys are getting all the good guests on your shows there. I'm going to have to start stealing some of your guests. Leland checking in says major prop for Philly for knocking off the D-backs. Yeah, Leland, they should have taken 4. That first game, they kind of gave it away. Great game, too, by Alec Boehm on Monday. But, hey, I'll take 3 out of 4. Now the Phillies move on to Oakland. And the A's have been playing pretty good inspired ball with the fact that, their team, believe it or not, people have been showing up at their stadium. I was actually talking with Paul about this before we went live. If you haven't seen it, it's been the most honest thing. They are showing up and they are making noise literally from the time they get into the stadium to the time the game is over. And they're just making noise, just yelling, chanting, sell the team. They really want that owner there to sell the team. They want to keep the team in Oakland. But, I mean, if they could only get behind the team like this a little more, I don't think the A's would be in such a rush to leave. Joe, I agree with you. Big W today. Nola, I just heard me say he's probably a 3rd or 4th starter, man. And I backed Aaron Nola for all these years. I really did. I thought he was really coming into his own. He was about to be a frontline pitcher. And every time the every time the Phillies try to make him a frontline starter, he just takes a big dump in their face, man, all the time. There's my boy Speck checking in them Padres. Speck, I feel your pain, man, with my Phillies. My Phillies and the Padres, both of them teams are underperforming right now, man. I thought for sure the Padres would be doing it. Not a huge fan, not a huge baseball fan. What the hell does a can of corn mean in baseball? Can of corn just means it literally no movement, man. It's a can of corn. It's just right there to be hit. It's an old saying, believe it or not, Paul. Gary Sanchez. No, Sanchez, he's a part of the Padres now. Damn, I didn't know that. I thought he was still playing in New York. It goes to show you how much I follow the American League. Wow. Speck's a great guy, man. Speck's a Cowboys fan. He said, 7-3 in their last 10 games. Okay. They're right there with the Phillies, man. Phillies are 8-2 in their last 10. So, hey, man, maybe the Padres are turning things around there, making a strong second half. I'll tell you what, though, man, that Dodgers team is tough. Like, even just watching them watching them here a week ago, man. Like, I think they're going to be in it, man. Speck, how about them Cowboys? There's Paul. Oh, man. Yeah, Speck is one of the good. Speck and Paul are kind of the same, when it comes to talking about the Cowboys, which, by the way, I think Dallas is the second best team in the NFC behind the Eagles. So, says don't look now, but the Padres are moving up. Yeah, Leland, they're coming, man. I think that's going to be a great finish in that division. I don't know about you guys. Part of me's kind of pulling for the Pirates in that Central. I want to see the Buccos make the playoffs. I do. I said it. I want the Buccos to make the playoffs. They've just been out for so long. Why not them? I could care less about any other team in that division. I don't like Milwaukee. Chicago, they won it just, about 8 years. They won it within the last decade. St. Louis, tired of them. So, why not them? Them or the Reds. I wouldn't have a problem with them or the Reds making the postseason. I really wouldn't. I'm tired of it's always been St. Louis in that division, and I hope St. Louis gets buried this year. But if there's anybody that has to come out, I don't want to see St. Louis. I don't want to see Milwaukee. Both of them are kind of playoff no-shows. So, Padres to trade for a pitcher. Speck, you got to get in line for that one, man. You got to get in line to the Marlins. Oh, yeah, the Marlins, too. I don't know about that, though. I think the Marlins are going to fade back a little bit. I do. I think they're going to get caught. Let's go, Pirates. People are buzzing right now, hoping for a non-collapse. Hey, listen, Paul, we're going to be out there, man, at the end of July. Me and the John are coming out there. So we're coming out to do the little out-of-the-box get-together. So we'll be out in Pittsburgh, hopefully to get out there and watch that Phillies-Pirates series. That should be a good one. So get to see Kutch again. So I heard he's been playing pretty good ball out there. But, I just want to see different teams, man. I mean, I know Atlanta's going to be there because Atlanta's constant, and Atlanta's got probably the best, top to bottom organization in baseball. They don't put out the money like the Yankees or the Red Sox or even the Phillies do. They just got people that just keep coming, man. They have a pipeline. That pipeline just keeps coming. So to me, like Atlanta's a constant. Same thing with the Dodgers. Dodgers are kind of the opposite of the Braves a little bit. Like they're willing to spend money and sign people to big contracts, but they also have a pipeline. They just keep coming, you know? So, I mean, they lost both Turners. Okay. They lost Trey Turner to us, and then the other guy, Turner, that was Justin Turner. They lost him. And, man, they just keep going. They just keep coming. So, it's crazy. Excuse me. But this Phillies team, I'm liking the way they're playing. They're starting to hit the ball. And if you take a look at it, Harper hasn't been doing anything. And to be honest with you, if we looked at it from the beginning of the season, you would have signed up for what Harper has given you right now, because technically he wasn't supposed to be here until right before the All-Star game. There you go. Anyone who wants to go to July 29th Pirates game versus the Phillies, game after game party at Paul's house. So there you go. Paul's having he's having a party right out there in good old Johnstown. It's got plenty of room, plenty of mountains to bury you in too. Landis GM kind of put his foot in his mouth by saying one more pitcher and the Braves will be unbeatable. Kind of, yeah. I don't think anybody's going to be dealing with the Braves unless it's somebody that's way, way out of it. You know, look for Zach Greinke to get moved. And as weird as this may sound, I mean, he's not having a great year, but Zinke's a postseason. He can pitch in the postseason, man. He proved it. And he's with the Royals, you know, and what are the Royals going to have this year? You know, look for him to maybe get moved around trade deadline. One might see that. If the Mets continue their fall apart, might see some of their guys get moved as well. You know, I don't think you'll see guys like Verlander or Scherzer get moved, but anybody behind them, man. Oh, yeah, and the Japanese pitcher, too. What is it, Kendo or whatever? They won't move him. But those other two guys, man. He said, I'm hearing Ohtani might be on the move prior to the trade deadline. Braves only if I can wish it. Braves have the surplus to send him to get him for the postseason. That's the scary thing. Leland says as long as Paul is cooking. Come on, you don't want Paul cooking. You don't see what he does, man. You don't see what he does, dude. God, every day on his Facebook, man, my man is grilling. Just straight grilling. I mean, dude, he preps better than any dude I know. Oh, man. Sorry about that, guys. Had to wet the whistle. But, yeah, so, I mean, sitting back, like I said, they got 3 games coming up, man, right now with, they got 3 games coming up with Oakland. I really think the Phillies should be able to take at least 2 or 3 from Oakland, just on who they have going in that series. They're going to start the series off with Taijuan Walker. They finish the series with Zach Wheeler. That right there should let you know, boom. I'm going to get him a Top Chef or a Master Chef with all his food picks. Right? I'm telling you, man, if you ever see Paul's Facebook, man, it makes you hungry. And Eileen, good to see you. Oh, man. Paul's out here making friends. It's awesome, though. But listen, we're going to have a good time. We're going to go there. Maybe we'll get to see the Jolly Roger pop up if there's a home run hit in that series. I just can't wait to go to the stadium. Luckily, me and TJ, who comments on this show, me and TJ, or I should say TJ actually comments on the network. He comments on everything. I had a chance to go with him to Pittsburgh about 10 years ago. We went out to an Eagles-Steelers game. It was early October. Went there. It was a great time. Had a blast at the Big Ketchup Bottle. So I got to see the beautiful mountains of Pittsburgh. You know, being from the eastern side of the state, had to go out there. I even had a Permane Brothers sandwich, man. It wasn't too bad, I must say. But with that being said, we're going to kind of get off of the Phillies right now. And we're going to move on to the Flyers. That's right. I said it. Those Philadelphia Flyers. Okay. Those guys, right now, they just added John LeClair. That's right. The Flyers re-signed John LeClair, guys. They did. he's going to be a special advisor to he's going to be a special advisor to Keith Jones. So Pitt has a beautiful the backdrop. The ketchup bottle is gone. That's right. Yeah, it's some company now out there, right? Some investment company or something now. But I just been sitting back here like looking at some of these people that are looking who might be next on the Flyers for getting traded. If you're looking at the likeliness of getting traded, Travis Konecny, I don't think he's going to get traded. I think Tortorella likes him. I also think he's also somebody you can build around with these little guy. Ashgard Field now. Okay. So I personally, I love it. I love the fact, I know my partner over on my Sunday morning show, Pat Bernard, he's probably going to be, oh, here they go, hiring another former Flyer. But, I'll save that argument for Sunday morning when I get to yell at him and tell him he's got too much meat stuck in his throat. So I like, though, what the Flyers are doing. I really do. They're getting younger. Two guys that I can see being traded going forward. One would be Kevin Hayes. I think Kevin Hayes can get you a lot in return because of the money he's making. Okay? He is a decent goal scorer. If you put him on the right team, he can help a team get over the hump. So I can definitely see the Flyers getting some good market value for Kevin Hayes. I know a lot of people don't want to see Kevin go. Me personally, I could care less. He's not going to help us here. Why not? A guy by the name of Elliot Friedman, who is on Hockey Night in Canada, keeps mentioning also Scott Lawton in trade scenarios. He said the Flyers would like to keep Lawton, but if they get the right price, they're going to move on from it, and or they would consider it. And to be honest with you, it says the former, he said something about Briere was against the full fire sale. You already gotten rid of Provorov. There's probably going to be teams calling about Carter Hart, which, by the way, if I'm the Flyers and you get a team like Edmonton who calls you about Carter Hart, you're saying Carter Hart to Edmonton. Edmonton has a plethora of young talent in their minor league systems. They're a good perennial team. They've been making this is the second year in a row that they made they made it to the Western Conference semis this year. Didn't make it to the finals, but they made it to the finals last year. So they're a perennial playoff team out there. There's probably some kids sitting down there that have somebody in front of them that they can't get no ice time. Move them in, get them out. You give Carter Hart the chance, man. It says, speaking of hockey, does it piss you off? Vegas 6 year, 2 appearances, 1 cup. How far are the Flyers away? Flyers are about at least 2 years away. And I'm not mad about that because when the Vegas Golden Knights entered the NHL, they came in under a different set of rules than everybody else. They got so much. Like their first year, they didn't have a salary cap. Okay? They were able to draft people and take people from other teams. Kind of like what Seattle did. Kind of like what Ron Francis did, but he kind of went about it a different way. So there wasn't really, like if you remember, Vegas got to the Stanley Cup their first year in the league, and they were predominantly playing in a weaker Western Conference. The Western Conference that year was really, really weak, and they were able to get there. So the fact that they got there this year and they've won, they've really taken some steps back and kind of got their stuff together, and it really panned out for them this year. Me personally, I don't feel like they played the best team out of the East. I felt all year long that the 2 best teams in the East were Boston and Carolina, and Florida just happened to get hot at the right time. And I'm going to be honest with you, even though Vegas won the Stanley Cup this year, I still don't feel like they're the best team in the West. I feel like the Dallas Stars are the best team in the West, and Dallas Stars they didn't play. And when you don't play, this is what happens. Carolina didn't play in the Eastern Conference. Neither did Dallas in the Western Conference. And this is what happens, man. This is what happens when you don't stick to your brand of hockey and you don't play your style of hockey. You end up letting somebody else dictate, and they end up taking you out of your game. And this is what happened to the Hurricanes and the Stars this year. So I'm just upset that Florida didn't make it a better series. But if you look at it, Florida had to go through 3 juggernauts just to get there. They had to go through the best team that they were the best team in the league all year, which was the Boston Bruins. They went through them. Then they had to go through a very, very tough Toronto Maple Leafs team. They went through them. And then they had to go through Carolina. So as much as I really like to I might backtrack here a little bit. As much as looking at it now, they beat 3 really good teams to get to the Cup. So I will say they were deserving to get there because they did win. I just don't feel that they were the better team. I felt like Carolina was probably the better team. Now, did Florida play better and deserve to get to the Cup final? Yeah, because Carolina wasn't able to do what they've done all year long. And, you got to give you got to give Florida some credit there. So, but like I said, we're getting back to this Flyers team. I really do feel like right now they're probably at least a year or two away. A lot of people are saying longer. I don't think it's that longer. You can rebuild. Believe it or not, their salary cap situation is going to go up because they're going to lose a lot of money off of the salary cap. You got guys like Justin Braun and, James Van Riemsdyk who were taking – Braun wasn't making much money, but Van Riemsdyk was. Boom. Speaking of Paul, early 52nd birthday present tomorrow. Paulie, sorry, Paul had to let everyone know. Everyone blow his page up and phone. All right, well, there's Paul's phone number. Tomorrow's his birthday. Make sure you get him. I'm actually lucky because after next week's show, my birthday is next Friday. So I'm cool. I'll be off the air, and I don't have to worry about it. Oh, my boy DX checking in. He says you will love Sean Walker Slay. I hope so, man. I really, truly do. DX, I hope he's really, really good, man. And I'm liking the other kid that they picked up too. The young rookie. He was in the AHL last year. 6'4", like 210, just ferocious. But I think Briere's doing the right thing. And I'll tell you what. A lot of people, there was a lot of backlash about Keith Jones being named president of hockey operations. Well, guess what? The guy was he was in the booth for every game over the last, 8 years for the Flyers. And he also held a national, he was also on the set of a national broadcast. And the guy's been around, man. He's been around. So, with that being said, I'm pretty much going to move on. Wow, thanks, whoever that was from Out of the Box Sports. I'm only 32, though. 32? Bro, you've been 32 for the last 20 years. God, that Paul is always trying to make himself seem younger. Paul got his ARP card already. Oh, I'm going to pay for that one later. Oh, God. He had his ARP card so long, the 1A wore off. All right, guys, we're going to move on. 76ers. Nick Nurse has been named the head coach. I really wanted to hear. I talked to some of you guys about it. You guys kind of let me know what you were feeling about this. I like it. That's the guy I wanted. I wanted Nick Nurse. I think he's the guy that can probably get the best out of Joel Embiid. Guy's an offensive guy. Some of the things though I've been hearing about the Sixers. I've been hearing a lot about Fred VanVleet, and I don't know if I want him here. Not that I don't like his play. I think he's a very good player. He's definitely an all-star. Is Fred, but 32. Spec said try 59. Oh man, he's getting roasted. Let's talk about Jokic getting robbed for MVP by Embiid. He didn't get robbed. Embiid was the better player in the regular season. I'm not trying to hear about Jokic. Did his team win the championship? Yes, good for him. He was the better guy in the postseason, but he wasn't the better player in the regular season. And that's what the MVP was. It's a regular season award. So, yeah, right. Leon says they already got Maxey. Yeah, exactly. I think Specs just naming people that he knows. Stan Van Gundy. Wow. Mike, why is that? Why is that? Corey only has one number. Oh, shit. Paul said his ARP cards came with a single digit on it. That's bad. Oh, man. Look, dude, look. As long as you're under 10, or as long as you're not under 5, dude, you're good. If your ARP card comes with the number 1, man, holy cow. But yeah, I'm not really sold on him. There's been another talks here about doing some type of sign and trade with Tobias Harris, sending him down to Washington for Bradley Beal. Again, I don't know if that's what the Sixers need. I don't believe Harden's coming back. I think Harden's going to take the money in Houston and go. His family's down there. He's real good buddies with the owner. And to me, it's just I don't think Harden's not a fit here. He's got to be a facilitator, and he doesn't want to be. He wants to be a scorer. So I would just let him walk. Go down there. I mean, it's going to happen. Hottest name is Zion Williams. 4 years, less than 100 games played. Thoughts? Zion needs to play a full season, man, for me. Like, that kid is like a younger, shorter version of Embiid, man. He's always getting hurt. Always getting hurt. I wouldn't give that kid like $40 million, let alone $100 million. Eric says Harden is overrated. I agree with you. I believe he is. Although he did have a good year this year. He had a good year facilitating the ball. I just don't think he's the type of person, like, he doesn't mesh well. His game doesn't mesh well good with Embiid's, and you got to see that over the 2 seasons. Plus, this, like, the way they bottomed out in that 7th game against Boston and, like, just really kind of tucked their tails between their legs and left. That left a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I really about to change this 3 for 4. I really was. I was going to come on here afterwards if I didn't have the technical difficulties the last 2 weeks. My one statement about the Sixers was going to be, well, I'm going to be now 3 for 4 instead of 4 for 4 because I don't think I can watch the Sixers again. But just the fact that they went out and got Nick Nurse and they got a coach who can coach. I always felt like Doc Rivers. I thought Doc would be a difference maker here. He wasn't. And he's real quick to push the blame off on everybody else. If you take a look at it, man, he's always pushing the blame on somebody else. Nothing's ever his fault. So, with that being said, man, like I said, with them guys, it's just, I just don't know what the Sixers can do this year that's really going to help them get them over the top. There's really not. Like, if Harden's not going to help you win a championship, what's the use of signing him? Like, I keep hearing people, oh, yeah, run it back. For what? This team, Joel Embiid included, has not made it out of the second round. I'm sorry. Like, to me, yeah, I don't care how good of a regular season you have now. It's got to get to a point now, man, where you got to start winning in the playoffs, and you got to get past that second round. And I just don't see the Sixers doing it. Maybe it's time they free up some cap space and go after some other people. I've been advocating trading Joel Embiid since February. I got called a lot of things. I think they use Rivers as the scapegoat and let Nurse have 1 year with this team. Harden too. No, I'm not willing to pay Harden. If I'm the GM, I'm not willing to pay him. This dude wants at least 2. You got to give him at least 3 years and a ton of money. I'm cool. He can take his butt back down to Houston, go see those strip clubs down there. He can stay out of Delilah's. Sixers need a Kawhi Pippen type. Yeah, they do. I would love to see the Sixers do a trade and get Siakam. I think if they can get Siakam and bring him here, Maxey, and maybe you go out and get a veteran guard, sign him to a minimum deal, and then bring him in. I think that would help the Sixers a lot more than going out and spending money for James Harden. Even Bradley Beal, and I love Bradley Beal, but I just don't think Bradley Beal on this team helps this team. It doesn't. The Sixers need a wing. They need a wing is what they need. So hopefully they can go get Pascal Siakam, and they can definitely do that. Just give you 1 second, guys. How about now? We good? Cool. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I dropped my mic, or not my mic, my mouse. I meant to say. So, yeah, exactly. You need a three-wing scorer who plays defense, and that's Siakam. I think they would be a lot better with him, honestly. But to me, like I said, I just don't see the Sixers doing nothing. I really don't. It's been like putting a Band-Aid on a broken foot. That's what they're doing. They're putting a Band-Aid on, hoping you're going to miraculously be able to walk on that leg. It's what they've been doing now for the last, 3-4 years? I mean, nah. All right, guys. First things first, I'm going to pay some bills. More like a broken nose or a broken face. Yeah, you got that right, Paul. Paul, can we pay some bills? Guys, if you need legal representation, make sure you hit up our boy Jason Fine, a.k.a. Big Al, at 1-800-HURT-123. He has offices in Philadelphia, in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and, of course, in Pittsburgh. That's the office that Paul runs. So, again, make sure that you can call Jason at 267-962-4895, or you can call Paul at 267-303-7324 for a free consultation. If as it says, MBA, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims, make sure you give him and let him know that Big Mike at Out of the Box sent you. Okay, he will take care of you like family. Guys, if you need a good pick me up, go to Monkey Cold Coffee right now. Use promo code OOTB Sports at checkout. Okay, I personally can tell you I've had the toasted coconut rum coffee. It is amazing. My next one is the bourbon chocolate chip. I gotta try it. I bought the cold brew packet. It is amazing, man. It is amazing. So again, go to Monkey Cold Coffee. It's OOTB Sports at checkout. You get 10% off. So and I highly recommend it. It's really good coffee. And it's not that long of a wait either, man. And they also have other stuff there that you can check out. Again, when you use the code, they're going to know that we sent you over there. So make sure you do that. As far as I don't know if you've seen our lineup or not on the on Out of the Box Network, but here it is. 4:00 now on Mondays. Joystick Junkies with Danny and Evan, my son. 6 p.m. the Solar Squad, Joe Sullivan, Diego, and Mike Fuji. 8:30 Big Blue Power Hour. Again, them guys checking in. Tuesdays, you have the extra innings with Joe and Dave. Wednesdays, you have the Bat Cave at 10 a.m. with Ken Fry, a.k.a. the Bat Fry. Make sure you check him out. He got you covered with all your New York Mets and baseball needs there on that one. 8 p.m., we will be returning shortly with this one, College Football Frenzy. Myself, Sean Killer Kilrain, and Paul Spencer, along with Joe Sullivan, will be back doing that as we're getting you close to kickoff of the college football season. And of course, at 9:30 on Wednesdays, you have Dave, you have Matt, and of course Paul, them 215 boys talking everything Dallas Cowboys. You want to know what the real Cowboy fan is thinking? You turn them guys on. They will let you know. Of course, Thursday nights, you got yours truly right here doing the 4for4 locker room. Tomorrow, that's right, 10:30 p.m. tomorrow. I'm not even going to tell you. No, we're going to save that. How about that? I'm saving. I know you can save, but I got something special for you guys a little later. We'll talk more about that a little later. But Saturdays, 10 p.m., the Vegas sports scene with Ken Fry. Check it up on those Stanley Cup champion Las Vegas Knights. Are the A's still coming to Las Vegas? And, of course, he checks you out on the Raiders. So, guys, don't forget, too, we got more shows coming. We have a Commander's Gridiron coming, NFC's Roundtable, Lights, Camera, Action, Eagles, Giants, and Cowboys post-game, Irish pre- and post-game. So we're going to be busy over here at Out of the Box, man. It is going to be one busy season starting very soon. So especially about that show that will be debuting tomorrow, I will – That's right, guys. All you WWE heads, tune in tomorrow night. The Bat Fry, Kenny Fry, and Dave Yarnell. That's right. The Atomic Drop. It debuts live 10:30 tomorrow night. Woo. Right, DX. Rick Rude selling the Atomic Drop. Make sure you guys tune into them. They'll be talking old school WWE, current WWE. So make sure you guys tune in. The Atomic Drop tomorrow night, 10:30. That was the big thing. I didn't want to poo-poo in their parade, but there you go. Make sure you definitely tune into them guys, man. They'll be jacked up, get you all psyched and ready. Of course, we just lost the one and only Iron Sheik roughly about a week ago. So definitely want to, hopefully they give the 10 bell toll for him tomorrow. Be rightly deserved former WWE champion. Well, guys, all right, this is the last segment, and I saved the best for last because I've been seeing a lot of national pundits this week, and I got to ask the question, are the Eagles being disrespected? Because I feel they are. So, any one of these guys right now, there's one team in the NFC that if you want to put on par with the Eagles, I can agree with. It's the Dallas Cowboys. If it ain't the Dallas Cowboys, I don't want to hear it at all. I don't want to hear about the 49ers. Go get yourselves a quarterback and then come talk to me. The most important position on the field, you're going to tell me that the 49ers are a better team than the Eagles? No. The 49ers are not. They may be the fourth best team or fifth best team in this conference. Seattle, who's very good, but I feel like they got chinks in their armor. Did they get Jackson Smith-Njigba? Yes. Will he add to that dynamic wide receiver group with Metcalf and Tyler Lockett? Yes. And Kenneth Walker? Yes. He will make that offense potent. Their offensive line and defense in Seattle is still a little suspect. Will the Rams bounce back? These are just teams in the West. How good is the South going to be? Are the New Orleans Saints going to be able to take that leap forward? The Atlanta Falcons. I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to be a better team this year. I think the Carolina Panthers are going to be a better team this year. You may be looking at the Saints and the Bucs as probably being the two worst teams in that division. I think Carolina's gotten a lot better. I think Atlanta's gotten a lot better. A lot of people are ready to quit on Desmond Ridder. I'm not. I'm not. I think Atlanta's going to be really good. You look to the north. You got Minnesota there. Anybody really worried about Minnesota? I'm not. Chicago will probably be better. Detroit's going to be better. The unknown factor really in the north is Green Bay. What are they going to be? Then you got the East. You got Washington, who was pretty darn good a year ago. Not bad. It says the North is going to be awful. The NFC is weak this year. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see about that, about it being weak. I don't know about that. Saints won't have Kamara for 6 weeks. There you go, Leland. They won't have him. I'm telling you, I think the two teams in the South is going to be Carolina and Atlanta. Really fighting it out for that division. I like Atlanta going in. I picked them to win the division. If you watch the College Football Frenzy, when we were doing the divisions for football, right before the schedule came out, or right before the draft, I mean. I picked Atlanta to win that division. I don't know. I think the AFC's kind of weak too. If you really look at it, who's good in the AFC other than Cincinnati, Kansas City, maybe Buffalo? I'm not selling the Jets in on anything until they win something. I'm sorry, Buffalo's overrated. Buffalo's overrated. So you have just as many good teams in the AFC as you do the NFC right now. And if you're looking at complete teams like teams that can step on the field week one, go out there and start dominating, there's 4. Kansas City Chiefs right now, Cincinnati Bengals, Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys. Yes, that's right. This Eagle fan, Cleveland ain't shocking nothing. I'm sorry. Nope, I'm sorry. Sorry, DX. Nope. Not buying into that trash. They got Jim Schwartz as their defensive coordinator. Your guys will be playing back at 4th and 16. They will be playing back 17 yards. Good luck with that, buddy. Nope. I can't do it. I love Chubb. No. Cannot do it. Not sold on Deshaun Watson. Sorry. Nope. No. I think those are the 4 teams right now. If you're looking at complete teams that can go out there and play ball right now, yes, they are, Leland. I will agree there. I think they are much improved. But again, they're in the same division as Baltimore. They're in the same division as Cincinnati. It's kind of going to have a tough way to go with them. Paul says, I have the Eagles, Cowboys, Niners, Seahawks, and dark horse is the Lions. I think the Lions will kind of got to get in that 5th spot only because there has to be somebody. But yeah, Joe Sullivan, the AFC North is tough. It is. I'm not sold on Baltimore though either. Like Baltimore went out and they did draft that young kid, the young wideout, but they had to go out and re-sign Odell Beckham. So, I mean, I guess we got to see how they get used. I mean, they have a plethora of running backs in Baltimore, too. They got, 3 or 4 running backs? So, I don't know. I'm almost forgetting about Baltimore, too, to be honest with you. But they're about to make some cuts, too. Like, they're about to get rid of Jets, have a top 3. Jets, top 3 favorite right now. That's only because they got Aaron Rodgers. Show me. Show me. I'm not worried about Aaron Rodgers, man. I'm not. Oh, Kilrain, what's up, Mike? That kid Ziegler was talking about. Yeah, he's real good, man. He's really good. And I just don't know, man. I can't see them. My 6 team, man. If my 6 team, if I was looking at it, I could show you team rankings right now. hold on. Let me move this over here. There we go. Your 6 teams, your top 6 teams right now. If you're doing NFC, it would be Philadelphia. They have San Francisco, Dallas, Detroit, Seattle, Minnesota, and the Giants. Those are the top 6 teams right now in team rankings at teamrankings.com. I'm sorry, I don't feel like San Francisco is the second best team. This is going off of a year ago. A year ago, I might look at you and say, yeah, you know what? You're right. I think San Fran's probably the second best team. Oh man. Here we go. Guys, listen. I'm going to give you guys a quick thought. Bengals are always tough. Burrows are always tough? Question mark. Dave, are you saying that they're always tough? I'm not saying Burrows is not a bad. I'm not saying nothing about Burrows. I got them as one of the 4, I think, teams that are locked and loaded, ready to go. I'm tired of hearing about Justin Herbert too. That dude's got all world people to throw to, and I'm not sold on him either. I think he can be good. I just don't know if that dude's there. Oh, Bubba Watts, what's up, buddy? Hey, Mike, it's been a while. I've just been busy with lots of stuff. Bubba, me too, man. I've been trying to sit here and get this thing working right, Bub. Eric says not with Trey Lance. I don't think with Trey Lance, even with Brock Purdy. I think the book's out on him now, man. Burrow was more than solid. Burrow is elite, man. My fault. Discard the question mark. Okay. I was wondering, Dave, I didn't know if you were asking me if they were elite, because I would be like, yeah, they're elite. I got them right behind Kansas City, man, in the AFC. I think since he's real there, I'm not sold on Buffalo. Really not. This one in the whole NFL rankings, they got Buffalo ahead of the Eagles. I'm laughing at that. Buffalo don't run the football, and they can't stop the damn run. Listen, the Eagles play Buffalo this year, dude. So, Trey Lance only played 3 games. Give the guy a shot. You gave up 5 picks for him. Yeah. I don't know. You know what? Boom. Bills, Diggs, a no-show. Yeah, I got a feeling he wants out of there. I think they're trying to get rid of him. That's where I think they're trying to. I think they're trying to get DeAndre Hopkins up there. But in order to get DeAndre Hopkins, you got to get rid of Diggs. The only thing that scares me is that if they do cut Diggs, I can see Diggs joining his brother in Dallas, and that would be a scary thing for the Birds. Because, the 2 Diggs brothers have been talking about playing together for a minute. So, I can see if Stefon does get cut, because that's a rumor, man. That's a rumor that he might be a a cap casualty. I think they got another week or so right before they get tendered their money. So, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But guys, I'm gonna, I've been sitting here looking, and I got week 1 schedule up, and I'll tell you what, some of these Josh Allen crumbles. He does. I'm not sold on him. Before I say anything, good Celtics 6 series, and Buffalo is not going to, especially this year. Last year was their last chance, I think. Well, Bub, you know what? I think you might be right, especially with the Jets coming on. You have the Jets coming on. You have the Dolphins that are coming on. And we wait and see what New England's going to be. I just can't sometimes sleep on Belichick, man. Just when you think you count him out, man, the dude he'll put together a good season. But, guys, I'm going to go over this week 1. I'm going to do game by game real quick. If you guys want to type in your winners or losers, if you want to throw a score in, you can. But if you want to do winners and losers, man, hey, let's give it a shot. We're going to start with the opener, Detroit to Kansas City. The Kansas City Chiefs are -6.5. Now, with the point spread, do you take Detroit in the 6.5, or do you take Kansas City minus 6.5? I'll wait on your answers there on that one. Paul says Chiefs. So all right, so you're going Chiefs minus the 6. Okay. Bubba Watts says Kansas City. Honestly, I would take Detroit in the points. I still think Kansas City's going to win the game, but I don't think they're going to beat them by a touchdown. Or I should say 6.5. Not at this rate. I do think Kansas City gets the win, though. This game right here, I am going to be glued to on Sunday of opening week. Carolina at Atlanta. Atlanta is -3. Whew. I like the Falcons in this game. I like the Falcons. I think it's a close game, but I like the Falcons. I got the Falcons. I'll even give up the 3 points in this. I think Atlanta wins like 24-17, something in that manner. I think they cover the 3. But I think Carolina will get them later on. I think they split. But that's going to be a game I'm going to watch like intently in the 1:00 hour on week 1, man. It's one of the better matchups. Bubba's saying Carolina. Okay, so you're going to take Carolina with the 3. Okay. I do, man. I'm really high on this Atlanta team. I know not too many people aren't. Mike, in your opinion, does Zeke find a job before training camp starts? I think if a running back goes down, Dave, you'll see Zeke get signed. If not, he may be a guy that comes in after training camp. If he hasn't been signed yet, I don't really think, somebody's going to have to get banged up and he's going to have to come in for a look, which is really a shame, man. A lot of people think he's washed up. I just think, maybe he might need some extra time to heal up because that dude's been a battering ram for the Cowboys for years. Trayvon Tweeter's brother, nothing better than a home-cooked meal like old times on a Sunday. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. If Stephon Diggs gets cut, so the Bills can go after DeAndre Hopkins, yeah, I can see Stephon Diggs going to Dallas. And then that becomes a very scary, very, very scary, wideout group that Dak will have in front of him. And as an Eagles fan, man, it'd make me worry. Because now you're talking about Diggs, Lamb, Cooks, and Gallup. That's just them 4, man. They got a couple young guys too behind them that can ball out. So it's now you're looking at that, you're like, Jesus, man, just pick your poison with that group, and they can run the football. So, and I'll tell you right now, I will give it to Dallas. They are. How can I put it? They got the one guy in the draft that I wanted really bad. The guy I was high on. If you watched any of the College Football Frenzy a year ago, you heard me say his name, Deuce Vaughn. The kid is a stud. And Dallas got him. I mean, I know his old man works for the Cowboys, but, when they picked him, I went, oh, man. That's going to be a guy who's going to terrorize the NFC East for years to come, man. Just the way he catches the ball, the way he runs the ball. Kid is he may be Paul to start, but you know how high I was on him, and that kid's got some talent, man. He'll be bringing it, man. He really will be. So, man, it's just so. Anyway, I'm going to run down the rest of the games. The highest game that I've seen so far, the steal of the draft was overshown for the Cowboys. Okay. I'm going to run down the rest of these games. You have Houston at Baltimore, and right now this is the highest point total. Baltimore's giving up 9.5 points to Houston. Games in Baltimore, I would definitely take the Ravens in this game. I don't think it's going to be close. That would be a shocker if Houston kept it close. Another 1 o'clock game on week 1. Cincinnati at Cleveland, interstate game. And I think they really kind of proved it too. I mean, Cincinnati's only a -2.5 in the games in Cleveland, and the Browns are home dogs. They're getting 2.5. Jacksonville -3.5 at Indy. I think Jacksonville blows them out the door. Minnesota -6.5 at home, hosting Tampa. Kirk Cousins 1 o'clock. He's money. Definitely would go there. Tennessee at New Orleans. New Orleans is a 3-point home favorite. You usually get 3 points just for being at home. So, I don't know. That one's kind of a toss-up. If I had to go with one, I would take the Saints at home, -3.5. San Francisco -3.5 or -3 at Pittsburgh, also at 1 o'clock. I definitely lean 49ers there. I think Kenny Pickett's going to have a hard time throwing against that defense. They're pretty stout at stopping the run. Problem is, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game because I don't think San Fran's going to be able to score either. The Colts are under some boiling water right now. Yeah, they sure are, Bubba. Here's an interesting game for me. Arizona at Washington. Yeah, Arizona or Washington -6.5. Even though they're at home, or 6. -6 at home. Do you really think Sam Howell is 6 points better than Kyler Murray? I don't. I think Washington wins the game, but I don't think they cover. I'll take Arizona in the 6. Green Bay at Chicago. Chicago's -2.5. Again, the biggest mystery of all the NFL is what is Jordan Love? I'll go with the home team in this one, the Bears. That's at 4 o'clock. Also at 4 o'clock, AFC West battle, Las Vegas at Denver. Denver giving up 4. I'm going to take the Raiders in that game. I'm going to take the 4 points. I think Denver wins, but I think they win by a field goal. Miami at the Chargers. Love the Dolphins in this game. Love them, love them, love them. I am taking Miami and the 2.5. I think they beat the Chargers outright. Then, of course, you got the Eagles -4.5 at New England. I'm taking the Birds. I like Mac Jones. I just don't think he has the weapons around him up there to throw to. So I'll take the Birds in that one, -4.5. Leland, it's Penn State upstates OSU. Write it down, black ink. Leland, I'm with you this year. I really do. I think PSU goes to the horseshoe and wins. And I think they also beat Michigan this year, too. I think Penn State gets into the playoffs this year. What's after that one? LA Rams at Seattle. Seattle giving up a touchdown. Seattle's a hard place to play. I will take the Seahawks in that game. Dallas -3 at the New York Giants. I'm taking the Giants with the 3. I think the Giants get off the snide. They send the Cowboys to 0-1 to begin the season. And the Monday night game, Buffalo -1 at the New York Football Jets. I'm actually taking the New York Football Jets in that game. They got a better defense than Buffalo. They will beat the Buffalo Bills. So there's my picks for week 1, guys. Again, I want to thank everybody for hanging out. Oh, Mac, God, it's Juju. Yeah. I'd be biased and say that New England for the upset. That's all right, Bubba. Hey, look, listen, but I wouldn't think no other way. No way. OSU, St. Joe's Prep, Cord to Harrison all day, just like old times. Listen, Paul, I love you to death. I know you got your OSU connections, but they're wearing, those St. Joe's guys are now wearing OSU uniforms. Nah. Although I do love Harrison. I think Harrison's a great wide receiver. He'll probably be a number 1 pick this year. But also, anyone who spends $50 and sends Paul the receipt, he will send you a free Monkey Cult coffee shirt. Okay, there you go. Guys, if you spend $50 or more, right there, Out of the Box Entertainment says it right there. If you spend $50 or more, send Paul or Miko Spencer on Facebook. There it is. There's the code OOTB Sports. At check-in, you get an additional 10% off. If you spend more than $50, send Paul the receipt. We'll send you a free shirt. I'm about to order me a couple coffees so he can send me a shirt. I still want one. But guys, listen, it's been fun. Make sure, again, you check out all the lineup here on Out of the Box Sports Network. It's been a blast. Thank you once again, everybody, for tuning in. For everybody who did tune in, who commented, thank you so much. Without you guys, there's no me. There's no Out of the Box. I really appreciate you guys. I will see you next week. Have a good night.